Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Shanti and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your little puppy's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and a lot of motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And we're going to be offering you several different options for training collars so that you're comfortable with it when you pick her up. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Now Shanti is at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And if you remember with Lovey, they're exactly the same commands. The first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is walking nicely on a leash, and the command is Shanti heel. At this point, she has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when walking. Not dragging you down the street, and each time that you stop walking, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So she's growing so fast, you're going to end up with a big puppy. And the first and most important thing for you is that she doesn't hurt your back, she's not dragging you down the street, and that you have control of your adorable but strong and strong-willed little girl as she gets bigger. Nice automatic sit. And the next command that Rich is going to demonstrate is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and you do not use her name. It's the one-word firm command to stay. You're going to start out at 20 to 30 seconds, and you're going to work up over the next month or so to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, returning back to heel. And they take off heeling again. And she's learning to have some self-control. She's learning to pay attention, and she enjoys working. And this tires her, so you definitely want to practice with her with this. Put your video on, practice right in your family room or den. Make her do all these commands. Start out indoors so you're not frustrated with distractions. This time, instead of returning to her, Rich is demonstrating the come on command, and she's been taught to come and sit. So make sure that you enforce that, because we don't want her jumping on people. And when she comes into you, I'm going to show you tomorrow how to reel her in and have her sit each and every time that she comes. That's really important. And you can see she's happy, she's smiling, there's nothing harsh about, anything that we've taught her. It's the same as with Lovey, and I think they're about the same age as when Lovey started. She's holding that sit stay very nicely, and then Rich is going to use her name on the come, and he lightens his tone of voice, and he calls her in. And if she doesn't sit, he's going to give her that little tug, little adjustment that we talked about to get her to sit. And then he tells her she's a good girl. And we're not using any food with her at this point, with her training. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands. And Michelle, this is going to give you something to do with her other than just chase her around the house. This is the down from a heel position. Flat of your palms, straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down and stay. This is a command that you're going to practice right in your living room. You're going to start out at about a minute, and you're going to slowly work up in the coming months to 5 minutes. Now she got up, and all Rich said was no, really, and she knew, and she laid right back down. And Rich returns back to her, back to heel. He stops at her shoulders each and every time, and then he gives her the next command. So we're going to demonstrate that down from a heel position again. So always have her seated first, left open palm straight down toward the ground, down. Now she's being a hard head. So Rich just grabbed her one front leg and kind of knocked her off balance and had her down and stay. And dogs tend to hold the down better than they hold the sit. Rich called her out of that down, had her come in, and this time she sat nicely. And sometimes you're going to have to enforce these things because she is a strong-willed girl. Shanti's one of these girls that's my way or the highway kind of girl. So we have demonstrated for you all of Shanti's formal on-leash obedience commands. We're going to be practicing with you tomorrow so that you have a feel for everything. This is your down from a distance. We've enjoyed having her. She has been challenging, but she's delicious. So hang in there, Michelle. We'll see you tomorrow. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training again for your second puppy with us.